So here it is, my 2015 Ford Transit Custom that I bought in October 2015. It's got a ton of features that you won't find on any other camper van, and I'm going to talk you through a few of them in this video. It was quite important for me to be able to operate the electrics whilst I was stood outside of the van as well as inside the van. So I've built this little unit. The top one's the light switch, then we've got the pump isolator, the bed controls, a 240 socket and a USB socket. The rock and roll bed that I've put in is all electric, and to operate it you just have to pull this lever and then use the controls to lower it. Now as it lowers you can stop it halfway if you just wanted to use it as a reclining chair in the evening. It's a full-size double bed, 6 foot long by 4 foot wide, and the hole you can see at the bottom right of your screen can be filled with a stool, which I'll tell you about in a moment. Now when I had this rock and roll bed made, I wanted the upholstery to be the same as the existing. Now whilst the dark grey is exactly the same, the light grey is a slightly different material, but it matches quite well. I've also used that same material to build this box. It just sits loosely between the two seats so I can easily get into the back without having to go outside. It's a handy little box. I use it for extra storage, sitting at the kitchen sink when I'm making a cup of tea. I also use it for a footstool, and then at night it slots in the little gap at the end of the bed to make the bed the full width. The kitchen's got a 2-burner gas hob which kicks out quite a lot of heat, and the tap is fed by a shore flow pump which pumps water from the 26 litre onboard water tank. I also installed this shower which has proven to be really useful. Now to make full use of the space I made sure that this passenger seat could swivel, and it does make a huge difference. It's got window openers on both sides of the van, and I've got thermal blinds for all the windows which will be included in the sale too. We've also got a diesel heater on board which is teed directly into the van's diesel tanks, so you'll never be without heat. And I've tried to optimise storage as well. Space is a premium on these vans, so I've tried to make use of every nook and cranny. This is quite handy for my little tea bag bin. There's a surprising amount of space in the wardrobe, and it can be accessed from either in the van or on the back of the van. I've also selected this little light which is able to twist backwards so that you can see what you're doing at night time on the back of the van. Now you won't find this feature on many vans. Most vans just have a long thin hole which I find is absolutely useless. So I wanted to make real use of this space, so I've made this long drawer. I think it's rated for up to about 150 kilos, so there's no way you're going to overload it. At the side of the drawer is the over-wheel arch water tank, and this is a little gauge I made so you can keep an eye on your water level. Table's kept here and you can access it from inside the van. I've also made a bracket so that you can attach it to the side of the van and use it outside. Now here's another feature you won't see on many vans. Undo these, there's 4 of them, and then the whole seat unit will slide forward, which gives you this extra luggage space in the back if you've got big things to carry. And then there's another little storage hole in there. The under sink cupboard has got a tambour door on it so that when the bed's extended you can still get inside the cupboard. Quite a large cupboard, you should be able to get plenty of cooking stuff in there for 2 people. Also included in the sale is this 12 volt cool box. It's perfect for a weekend away for keeping your wine and beer cool, and there's a 12 volt socket in the back of the cupboard that it just plugs into, and it's also portable, which means you can take it with you on a picnic. Now, I have to charge a lot of drone batteries when I'm out on the road, so a major priority for me was power. So when you turn this switch on, it fires up the 1000 watt inverter and provides 240 volt power to the socket on the side door, above the kitchen worktop and on this back door. There's also 2 USB sockets next to each of these 240 volt sockets. As well as all that, we've got your ordinary shore power. When you plug this into a campsite, it will charge the onboard 110 amp hour leisure battery. You can also switch all the 240 volt sockets over to the shore power as well. Now to be honest, I don't use this much because I'm usually out on the road, and when I'm on the road, the vehicle will charge the leisure battery via a split charger. Now the van itself is the top of the range Transit Custom Limited, so it's got all the usual gadgets like voice command.
Please say a command.
Cruise control, air conditioning, parking sensors front and rear, electrically heated folding mirrors, heated windscreen, which is really handy on a winter's morning. It clears it in about 3 minutes. Heated seats, they're very warm. And this handy little glove box above the dashboard. It's got a full service history. The first service was done at a garage and then I've serviced it ever since then. I've always serviced my own vehicles and this one's no exception. It's only just had new brake discs front and rear, so you won't have any problems with those. The tyres have got plenty of tread on them. The front ones were only put on a few hundred miles ago. It's been an awesome van. It still drives like new. It's 107,000 miles, does 38 miles to the gallon, and it's never let me down.